Hello and welcome to the Sweaty and the Farmer on the news. We advertise the best games like in the past, screaming at the internet and a bell. Hey yo, news are here. This is a weekly show where we discuss some of the most important news in the gaming world. I am the non-name gamer as the Sweaty.
And I am Lucho the farmer. Thanks for coming together this week to talk about some relevant news.
Some of the relevant news that come this week. So, the docket we have. Warcraft Shadowlands delayed to later this year. Oh my god. The humanity. Epic and Apple agreed to one thing. They don't want a jury trial, so that's an update on that fight. They definitely don't want judges or a big trial. And finally, Destiny 2 Festival of the Lost is coming in, but with that is coming double loot in all the activities, so you get ready for Beyond Light. So, Shadowlands has been delayed, and I'm a sad boy. I'm a sad boy because it's my first expansion. It's my first expansion. I want it now. I don't want to delay. You know, they say that the last time that they delay an expansion was in Burning Crusade. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time being on time.
Yeah, but they've been criticized a lot for not delaying some expansions that in
the
opinion of a lot of people should have been delayed. Like,
yeah, they needed more polish.
And
BFA.
I think a lot of people say BFA as well. Yeah, I mean,
the thing
BFA
about
launch,
BFA, I think the thing about BFA was that they didn't have enough time for beta testing and alpha testing and all that sort of stuff. I think that was the big thing about in BFA that people were upset about.
Yeah, but I mean the whole Lazarite system launch kind of broken.
Yeah. So we have.
But I don't know, like the things that people want change, I don't think are gonna change. With that delay launch.
Nah, yeah, that's right.
And I hope they don't, because like still the big discussion is around coin and toilets.
Yes.
And coin and swapping.
Yes. And
I hope they don't change their mind on that.
And now conduit swapping, that is like unnatural to have them lock out for that.
It's just that the weekly lockout is. They shouldn't do that. That I agree with. I think just the time gating of the conduit swapping is a dumb idea. And they should do what we were saying.
I saw an idea that you can have like charges per week of how many times, like 2-3 charges of the times that you want to swap conduit, so you feel better and not that restricted. And that will stop what they want to stop. That they want to stop people coming and just change the.
I think my idea is still better.
Your idea is still better. Which one?
Remember we talked about this, that it's that you should run certain amount of floors on Torghast, and you can only change conduits, so like in a special room. That you should Torghast. Only change. Yeah, that's better. But then again, how fun is Torghast? It's not time gating it. It's just like how much time do you
work
have as
gating
a person?
It.
Yeah, but that depends on how much time do you have to play.
Yeah.
Which you can argue is less punishing for top players who have all the time to do it, but that's the whole
point. So it's sad for people who like one of the problems is like they took too long to announce it, because it's sad for people who took time off work.
I mean, it is
to get into the
almost a month.
Yeah.
Like I don't think like it is not that close. Like, it's basically a month in advance.
Yeah.
Which at the end of the day, I think is fair. Does it suck if you took vacation time for the launch and you cannot reschedule it, which happens?
Yeah.
So sometimes you need to give more than 1 month of heads up. So it sucks. It sucks for them. I think we're lucky because we're not in that position.
Yeah. We're lucky that we don't have that tight of a job.
Yeah. So, it sucks, but it's probably better for the game to launch a better or more polished
in a better state. They have
expansion.
Yeah, with all their last releases and the problems of BFA and that sort of stuff, they really need the game to launch good. Not perfect, not revolutionary, just good, a good product. They need to launch a good product that gives them a little bit of good karma.
But a good product is relative. There is no objective good game.
Well, you can like put in a matrix, like everything is working, nothing feels unfinished, all the systems are working, nothing is like completely balanced. Yeah,
it's relative.
Like good narrative, the experience feels good for casual players, and I will say that that's one of the goals. The experience feels
the things
nice.
that you're describing are subjective.
Still subjective, all right. But you can metric that. Like when you launch a game, you can say like, everything is working. Especially if you have a beta and an alpha, you can actually get close to that.
But like I'm pretty sure like they have a working game.
Yeah.
It's just that it's not balanced.
So you think the only reason why they delayed it is because of trying to balance?
It's 100% because of balance.
Really? You think that is 100% because of the crazy, insane balance thing that the conduits and the abilities mean?
The game is working. Like all the things in the game as a piece of software are working.
Yeah.
They have been able to test everything.
So far,
all the dungeons are working. The raid is working.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you may think that some of the bosses are unfair.
Yeah.
But they're working.
Yeah, they fight.
Like the mechanics are working. Like as a piece of software, it's working.
All right.
The conduits are working. The skills are working. Like there is still bugs with like skills not triggering at the proper time or things like that, or procs not going off.
Yeah.
But that happens. So that like you cannot. That's always gonna be there.
Yeah.
So those kind of bugs of things that are kind of in a specific situation not triggering or abilities not working as intended happens all the time, and they're all the time in game.
Yeah.
So that's one. As a working expansion, it's probably working. Like all the systems are probably working. The story is working. All the narrative is complete. All the story pieces are complete, probably.
So
cutscenes and all that stuff is done.
Yeah. So they just want the extra time for polishing and balancing and.
It's definitely balancing. It's definitely conduit balancing and covenant and conduit balancing.
Yeah.
It's just that.
Okay.
It's not like they're not gonna add more quest lines at this point.
Clearly not. Yeah.
They're not gonna add more side quests, more nothing like that. They're not gonna add more zones.
Will we get like another round of testing on the beta?
Yeah, they sent a huge round of beta keys on Thursday.
Oh, cool. So polishing.
Yeah, it's definitely polishing, and if you go and look for the DPS tables that they put from together from the logs in beta.
Yeah.
Just people complain about like their specs for which the DPS, like most of the DPS comes from covenant abilities or things like that.
Yeah.
Which is not that it's buggy or it's not working. No, it's working. It's just unbalanced.
Yeah. It should not happen like that. Yeah, you're right.
And that's why a lot of people say that it feels unfinished.
Yeah.
It's because probably the classes that they are playing are
feels
either underpowered or too dependent on other stuff, and that feels unfinished for people because the people expect a balance, like a perfectly balanced game.
Yeah.
And for example, the round of PTR changes that came, I think on Thursday or on Tuesday, were basically huge nerfs for all the covenant abilities. They basically floor all of the abilities down.
Yeah, so just on power. So when do you think is gonna be the next release? When do you think it's gonna be released? Yeah.
December.
You're aiming for December? You're aiming for a whole month delay?
For more than a month.
You're aiming for December?
Yeah.
Isn't that like crazy for the Raid Wars first?
Probably there's like, I mean, they don't like. They said that they were gonna release the raid 2 weeks after.
Yeah.
After the release of the expansion, but they can change that whenever they want. Like, you don't have to release. Like usually also 2 weeks between expansion and raid release.
Yeah.
Is a short time. They usually don't come that close together. You have more time in between them.
Oh,
so you can move the launch of the raid for January, for example, when everyone is back from holidays.
So you're saying that if they release on December, it's probably better for them to delay the raid.
Even if they release in
November?
At some point during November, for example, it's probably better for them to push the raid for January.
Okay. What
because
effect?
Blizzard closes a couple of days during holidays.
Yeah.
And for most guilds, it is super hard to get consistent raiding groups around holidays.
Of course.
Basically, since Thanksgiving to New Year's, it's super hard to get consistent raiding groups.
Man. So you think they will just what effect will have that on the race? They will have the groups will have probably a lot more time to get prepared, right?
They probably will have more powerful legendaries. They will probably have more gear.
Yeah, more progress on the conduits and that sort of stuff.
Yep, definitely more progress on the coordinates and all the things.
So probably it will be like a faster race.
It depends. It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell. Well, I'm guessing that with more preparation, it will be a little bit faster race. Then
not necessarily. That's not the case. Like as I told you, it is not like
Mythic is not about the gear.
The raid, like getting the first raid 2 weeks after a new patch or a new expansion.
Yeah.
That's not the norm. That is rare. You usually get it like between 4 weeks and 6 weeks after.
Really?
Yep.
So like the faster raid release
2 weeks is an outlier.
So they can like realistically just release it on December and then put the raid like around the first week of January or the second week of January, something like that, right? When people are back. All right, that is good. That is good in that sense, giving them more time. So you're saying December, beginning of December.
I'm just saying that because like they took a huge risk with this delay.
Yeah.
And if they're gonna take the risk and the financial hit of that, you better take as much time as you can. Like you're not gonna delay it 2 weeks.
Yeah, you're not gonna delay it again. Yeah, you're not gonna delay it again. Yeah.
That makes no sense. You're gonna make one delay and you just announce it. That's why they didn't give a date.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna take like, I'm guessing at least 6 weeks.
Let's look at it.
It could even be like 2 months.
Yeah.
And we just get a release by the end of January.
Yeah.
Of December, like just right before January.
That's crazy, man. We all want content in the game, but I think we all prefer to have a good expansion on the long run, right? It's hard for content creators. It's hard for like the community of creation around the game as a whole, because if it's that delayed till January, they're gonna like the things that to talk about are gonna dry up. They're gonna talk about.
No one has been talking about 8.3 for months now.
I know. Everything is about the beta.
But that's normal.
All right.
Like as pretty much content creation wise, an expansion is that once the raid race is done. Like at that point, the expansion is done. Content creation wise.
Fair.
No, because like what is content creation for WoW?
Just like
It's guides of content. Those come super fast as
patches
soon as
and
the
blue
raid launches.
notes, patches and blue notes, and balances.
You know that the
things.
game doesn't patch that often.
Yeah, I know.
You've seen it. How is it in 8.3?
Community stuff, evolution of the content that is there, like how people have taken it and that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
and
but
then class guides with the content. That's the other.
Think about how was the pace of 8.3. That's the usual pace of an expansion.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
there are no a lot of patches. Like there are a lot of they patch things, but are small things.
All right. So you say
and,
that
and we just had like 2 or 3 big changes.
Yeah. So you're saying that
patch.
you're saying that the whole content creators community and stuff, they're fine with the slow pace of this delay?
It depends on the content that you like. If you have seen what the content creator, the type of content that they create, is more discussion of the game as a whole.
Yeah.
Instead of just what's new with the game, because the game patches at a slow rate. If you
that is true. That is true.
So for example, the mythic like for the new dungeons. Yeah, the guides come when the dungeon comes out.
Correct.
But you have new dungeons maybe each big patch.
Yes.
So that's that. You have one raid each big patch. So that's on guides. That's the end of that. What else? Like what is what is the rest of the content? It's just discussions around the game.
Yeah, that is true.
Like what the systems, how do they behave? Like usually builds and that kind of stuff. They don't change much from big patch to big patch. Like once the meta quote unquote is settled in the patch, it doesn't change drastically. And a lot of the content is okay, they change. For example, they change these corruptions.
Yeah.
Okay, so now this instead of that, but that's a couple of videos. That's not much. And in 8.2 was in 8.2 was kind of the same. It was we got the
new Azerite traits, was it right? The
8.2 was essences basically.
Essences, all right, yeah.
And it was like these are the essences. They didn't change drastically a lot of them.
Yeah.
And it was content. Okay, how to get the essences, but even that, like you didn't need content really for that.
Fair
because
enough.
it is not like it's not a complicated thing to get, you know.
Yeah.
It is just farming. Like a lot of those is just what do we do to get these assets? You have to farm
go and farm X and Y. Yeah. Well,
and then, what is the fastest way? Just go and do the dailies.
Yeah.
Everyone else.
So
I'm saying it's just that the type of content in WoW is not reliant on as much on new stuff
as other things.
Yeah. For example, there's like new content comes out when with the competitive stuff is out.
Well, hopefully now I don't know what to do. Well, the new expansion releases, because I was playing like the Final Fantasy 14 subscription just finished, and then it's come 2 weeks of pre-patch, and then the expansion is here, and I'm all smooth. And then after the first weeks of the expansion, I can play Cyberpunk 2077 by the end of November, and now everything is ruined, Lucho.
Can still play? You're gonna still play that. Everything
is ruined, Lucho. I don't know what is gonna happen.
It is not ruined. It is
my plans, Lucho. Anyways, hopefully this is for the better. Everybody's saying that this delay should be for the better of the expansion. It should give them more time to polish it.
It's probably. I don't think people are gonna get what they're expecting or what they want really.
Yes.
People want like when they can the covenant swapping.
Yeah.
I hope, and I think we're not gonna get that.
They're not. Well, no. Fast covenant swapping, we're never gonna get it. They already said that it's impossible to detach one system from the other.
Like that's what some people still
want.
Like if you go to comment sections of YouTube videos and Reddit and the forums, there are still people saying, "Oh, okay, this delay is maybe so they can pull the ripcord and stuff like that."
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's more about, okay, they want to balance all the spreads,
everything. Yeah. They want to balance their everything.
It is a monument. Like, they have spent probably the last month of testing balance.
Yes, correct.
Like since like a month ago, there has not been like new content to test.
In the beta, no. It's just crunching numbers and changing numbers around, and
that's what I'm saying. That's exactly the reason what I'm saying. Is the expansion complete?
Yeah.
Yeah, as a piece of software, it is complete.
Yeah, it has all the features. It has all the features done and made and working.
Not only done, but like they're probably working. From minor bugs.
Yeah, and and one of the beta testers was saying that they still hadn't had the time to iterate over the Covenant powers. No, over the conduit powers. They haven't been changed.
They have done it.
They have done it a little bit. They changed some stuff, but not the numbers of the conduit powers, and that's a lot of power, crazy power changed. There, right?
The numbers in the conduits have changed, that I'm aware, at least 3 times.
Jesus. So they still need more work, basically, on that.
Yeah, but all the work, you see, all the work is on balance.
Yeah.
It's not in making anything work, because everything is working. Like, as a piece of software, it's working. As a game, it's not balanced, but those are different things. That's what I was telling you. Like when people say, "Oh, the game is not finished," or they still need to. No, the game is finished. It has nothing, like the delay has nothing to do with the game as a piece of computer software not working.
Yeah. Everything is about balancing and have a smooth...
Absolutely. They've been working on balance for the last month, and whatever time they're gonna take to launch is gonna be on balance, and nothing else. So
if everything's gonna be on balance, why delay it? That is why is the point? Just release it on balance and that's it.
I was thinking about that, and that's kind of it is because that's what the community expects. Like, you know the difference between expectations, for example, between Warframe and WoW?
Yeah.
The Warframe community just drop it. You'll balance it eventually.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. We want to see the new content and experiment with it. If it's broken as hell, who cares?
If it's broken, it's broken. Who really cares?
In a month, it will be fine.
Yeah, but that patience, like the WoW people don't have that patience.
All right.
It has to come out now, and it has to be perfect, and all the numbers have to be perfect.
It's ridiculous because I've seen a lot of content creators saying that it will never be perfect, that it's impossible to balance.
Perfect.
Yeah. So.
And if you see, like if you watch different content creators, their personal definition of balance is so different. Like.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like I've seen Preach talking about balancing covenant abilities, and he says some things, and then you go and see a Dratnos video, and for the balance is in a different place, and it needs different things.
All right. Yeah, because for Preacher it's like, the difference between damage between all the classes and specs should be like around maximum 10% of difference between the DPS classes. And you're like...
Yeah, but also for a very specific type of content, because he is also known to be like a high level raider.
Yeah.
And the balance is complete. Like, and then if you see, like, there is a really cool video where Dratnos talks about all the covenant abilities and stuff, and across all the classes. And he says, the balance depends on the spec that you're playing.
Yeah.
And the class that you're playing.
Yeah.
And some of them feel really balanced now, some of them doesn't. And his point of view is more flexible in that sense. It's less everything is shit. It's more like, it just depends on what you're playing, and depends the class that you're playing.
Anyways,
completely different approach to balance.
The expansion is delayed. I am sad because I want it sooner. I'm taking a break from
we all
World
want
Warcraft.
New stuff to play with.
Yeah. I guess that my break is gonna be bigger now. So I'm gonna be hungry for that WoW content in the future.
I mean, will we still have new content on the 13th?
Well, yeah, we have pre-patch. For sure will go and prepare everything for whenever Shadowlands is gonna get.
And there is new content because there is like a pre-patch quest and there's some pre-patch gear and stuff. So
yeah, I know.
We'll have some.
They will give me more time to prepare any alts if I want to run outs and that sort of stuff, I guess.
Probably pre-patch is gonna be a time to level up alts if you wanna take any, because apparently it's super fast.
Yeah, correct.
Like if you really put your head into just pure speed leveling, I think I've seen people doing like 7 hours of
6 hours. I saw somebody doing 6 hours. Oh.
Yeah, so but that's luck. So
yeah, I don't know. But it's super short, which is super useful for preparing alts for the next. If you want to be sustainable and that sort of stuff, or you want to play something
probably
different.
A time.
Yeah. Anyways, it's sad, but what can you do?
It's what it is.
It is what it is. So in our epic battle, lol. Apple and Epic, they don't want a trial with a jury about this whole microtransaction thing. So what do you think? Why do you think they want to avoid the courtrooms with people and juries and the stuff?
Because it is faster and cheaper to settle.
It is correct, faster and cheaper to settle. The question is, are they gonna settle? Is Apple gonna give them what they want, or
nope?
Is Epic gonna give up?
Probably. I think last week or maybe a couple of weeks ago, I read that one of the judges on the case.
Yep.
He basically said that, or one of the remarks that he made for the case is that that basically the Epic practices were kind of shady because they were trying to strong arm Apple into doing something.
Yep, correct.
And basically the answer to a whole monopoly and control is from that judge was basically they like it is on the terms of service. You don't have to agree to those.
Yeah.
Like it's not like Apple is hiding anything. Like it is on the terms of service.
So they're just saying that they're outright monopoly and they don't care. Basically.
But they're not. They're just saying like basically they're saying basically the judge said is not really a monopoly because they don't control all the market, and you don't have to agree to their terms and conditions.
Things like if you don't agree to terms and conditions, you cannot use the phone.
Sure, but no one is forcing you to use an iPhone, and no one is forcing you to release your app in an iPhone.
All right, fair enough.
It's not the only iPhone is not the only phone out there.
Yeah, of course not.
And that's the end of that.
Still, all right. That was the end of discussion, basically.
But that's true.
All right. So they're gonna probably settle. You said that Epic is gonna give up, and
because probably the decision of that judge is telling that they're probably not gonna win anything because the judge basically said Epic the claims by Epic were kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
And based on that, it is probably more expensive to keep
the case going, the litigation going. Yeah.
So it's faster and cheaper just to settle.
So it looks like Epic is gonna lose.
They're gonna lose.
As Lucho said from the beginning.
No one was expecting them to win.
I don't know. Something happened.
What?
Something should have happened for all the trouble that they went suing Apple.
Yeah, they lost a lot of money.
There you go. And on the finance news.
What would you expect? Like, what were people expecting?
I'm not saying that you're not right.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just asking you. Like, were people really expecting
something
Apple
that they
to change something?
to lose
never gonna happen.
to lose the grip on the monopoly in store.
But they don't
in-store
have a
apps.
monopoly.
They do because they force certain phones to install stores, and certain applications can only run through the Apple Store.
Yeah, but the only phone is not an iPhone.
I know.
So it's not a monopoly. That's the end of that.
The thing is, like, you cannot. Well, anyways.
No. It's like there is really no monopoly. Like, can you buy a phone, like a mobile phone that is not an Apple phone?
Yes.
It's not a monopoly.
All right, fair enough. It's not a monopoly.
Like even if you buy one, can you just
Lucho says that Apple is not a monopoly.
Not technically speaking.
Not technically speaking, it's a monopoly, but it's pretty close to it.
No, it's not.
Anyways. And for final news.
Did you say that it's a monopoly? No, I want to know. Why do you say it's a monopoly?
Yeah, you forget it.
No, explain to me why do you say that it's a monopoly?
Because, like, of course it's not a monopoly in terms of terms, because they're not controlling 100% of the market, but they're controlling a very big place of the market. And on the product they sell, they force you to keep on their products, right? You have no more choices. Like, even if you completely pay for an iPhone, you have no choices to install something different that is not an Apple. There is not an Apple produced piece of software on that phone.
Yeah,
unless you like hack it, right?
But
if like if the phone belongs to you, you should be in all your rights to install whatever you want in the phone.
I mean, the phone still belongs to you, and you can do with the phone whatever you want.
No, again,
but if you want to access Apple services, you have to sign the agreement. That's like, you can do whatever you want with the phone. You can go hack it and do whatever you want. People do it all the time.
All right, fair enough.
It just once you do that, you lose Apple support and you lose access to all the back end that Apple offers.
Okay.
Like if you jailbreak an iPhone, the police is not gonna come to your place.
But it's supposedly not legal to do that.
Yeah, you're breaking a contract, but nothing is like, no one is gonna put a gun to your head.
Okay.
You're breaking the terms and services, and Apple is gonna cut the services.
I understand. Yes.
That's it.
Right.
But you can still do it with like the piece of hardware that you bought. You can do whatever you want.
Technically, yes. You should be a lawyer, Lucho.
But you can, and they do it.
You should be a lawyer, Lucho. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
No, but it's like for example, like why haven't Apple been able to take down all the like tear down manuals for iPhone?
What? Again? What do you say?
Why hasn't Apple been able to take down all the tear down manuals for iPhone?
Because why? Why should they take down?
Yeah, but they would love to.
Okay, fair enough.
They've been fighting that fight for a long time.
Yeah, okay.
But they cannot do it because you just own the hardware.
Yeah, you own the piece of hardware that you buy. Yeah.
And you can disassemble it. And
yeah, you're right.
Do you lose all the support from Apple? Yeah.
Yeah, the guarantee and all that is void because it's under the contract.
It's void.
But it doesn't matter. You own the piece of yeah.
So you own it, and you can hack into the hardware of the phone and do whatever you want to it.
I get it. I know what you mean. All right, fair
you
enough.
own it. It's just that it actually with Android is the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just that they have less limitations on their market. But
yep.
As soon as you sign with Google something, you're agreeing to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you're selling a piece of soul for Google.
Yeah. For anything.
Yeah,
like for anything. For any contract
yeah.
that you sign and you don't read.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
you're agreeing to a lot of stuff.
Yep.
So I'm not trying to offend Apple. I'm just saying it's not different to what everyone else is doing.
Fair enough. So for last week news of today, Destiny 2 Festival of the Lost, their event in October, the spooky event is coming, but More than that, they're giving double loot in the Nightfalls.
Yeah.
Because people love the double loot. All this started as a bug where one of the Nightfalls like 5 weeks ago was giving double loot. And people just rushed to farm it. And now they're gonna give double loot for the entire duration of the Festival of the Lost event. So if you need to prepare for the expansion for Beyond Light, if you need some resources to masterwork and armor if you want, I guess, or masterwork guns that you want, there is. Right?
Okay.
No opinion about this, Lucho?
It is more Destiny. Is it really worth playing?
It is more Destiny. It is really worth playing. Is a question for the ages.
I mean, it really is not.
It really is not. Anyways, and that's all the news that we have this week. My friend, that is all.
Why were the Destiny news so exciting? Are you gonna grind Destiny?
Probably not. Probably yes. Probably I'm gonna grind an armor for next expansion, but that's it.
Are you really gonna do that? I don't think so.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure you're not gonna do it.
Maybe.
You're not. Be honest with yourself.
I'm maybe not.
You're not gonna do it. You
right.
haven't played Destiny in weeks.
I haven't played Destiny. I played Destiny last weekend when we did the raid.
Sure, that's not playing Destiny. That's logging in to do something.
Okay, that counts as play Destiny, I guess.
No, you're not farming anything.
Alright, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. There you go. Are you happy now?
Like logging in once a week to attempt half a raid with friends is not really playing.
Alright.
Like it's not getting into a gameplay loop of the game.
Okay.
No?
Anything else?
You don't like to admit that I'm right.
You're right. Yeah, there you go. Have it. Finish the episode, god damn it.
Okay, that's all for this week's news with the Sweaty and the Farmer. My name is Lucho, and you can find me on Twitter at @VizJoPolanco.
And I am the Lone Name Gamer, and you can find me on Twitter at the Lone Name Gamer. And on Twitch on twitch.tv/LoneNameGamer, where I'm currently on hiatus because one of my computers broke. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to the Sweaty the Farmer and the news. And come back, please. We hopefully won't be this chaotic next time. See you next time. Bye.